Okay, at 7 o'clock, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, just make a note that council members Dan Clemens and Kevin Gardner are absent tonight. Item number 1 is old business, approval of minutes. The regular meeting minutes of December 19, 2024 were provided for review. So I need a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of December 19, 2024 as presented.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Call the roll.
Mr. Brungard?
Yes.
Mr. Stednicka?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Kowalski?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Motion passed. Audience participation. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the council on an item that is not on the agenda? New business. Item number 2 is Resolution B1 2025, authorizing the administration of oath of office to be held on the first regular meeting in January. Resolution B1 2025, authorizing the administration of the oath of office to be held on the first regular meeting in January. So, conversation is the same title. Thanks. Action, I need a motion to approve Resolution B1 2025, authorizing the administration of oath of office for members-elect of the governing body of Lansing, Kansas, to be held on the first regular meeting occurring in January of the year following the general election.
So move. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Call the roll.
Mr. Brungard?
Yes.
Mr. Stednicka?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Kowalski?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
Motion passed. We're supposed to be getting an oath of office.
Raise your right hand. Say it after me. I state your name.
I, Anthony McNeil,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and faithfully discharge the duties of mayor for the city of Lansing.
faithfully discharge the duties of mayor for the city of Lansing.
So help me God.
So help me God. It's official. Okay, item number 3 is discussion of requests for special transient vendor licensing for utility companies. The city of Lansing has attempted to be stricter with the transient vendors, with our policy recently being updated last year to increase the fees to restrict the amount of time a person can be in town. Agents from Clearwave Fiber would like to request a special transient vendor license for utility companies to obtain licenses for longer periods of time, up to and including a yearly license. They feel that it is to the customer's advantage to know their local representatives and have multiple contracts with their customers. While Clearwave has been upfront about getting their vendor license, other internet utilities have not. Staff would like guidance from the governing body regarding whether to allow utilities to have a longer license than transient vendors. So the floor is open for discussion or questions on this one.
I hate this, but anyhow, as far as longer for the utility companies and whatever, I don't see any issues with that because they're a recurring vendor in the city. Where our policies on the vendor licensing is these people coming around banging on your door, asking you to buy meat or asking you to buy fish or asking you to buy vacuum cleaners or whatever. And I've actually gotten into an argument with a guy on my front porch one afternoon because I told him, I says, you need a vendor's license. So all you got to do is go up to City Hall, and the staff will take care of you, they'll give you a badge and everything, and you can go knock on every door in town if you want. And he just kept arguing with me and arguing with me and arguing with me. I don't know how we police that, is my question here, and that's why I bring it up. Because I don't know how we police that.
Well,
You know.
it's happened in my neighborhood, in other neighborhoods, and I tell the people to call the police. Just
Right.
simple.
I know I'm pretty sure we had some of those guys receive citations and some
Yeah.
of them appeared in municipal
Well,
court, so.
And I agree with Don. You know, I've had discussions with them, and they tell me they don't have to have one. And I tell the people that call me, ask them for their permit.
Yeah, they all should have badges.
If they don't have a
Yeah.
badge, they're not legal.
Tell them to go to
Close the
City
door in their
Hall.
face or whatever. But don't stand there and listen to them for forever.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I told them to call police at City Hall.
The one
And
thing
I
that.
tell them you're gonna call.
The one thing that we have kind of been talking about is if we decide to do a longer license, we would like to charge more, mainly because the amount of time that it takes to let everybody know, go through all the paperwork, do all the stuff. We feel that we're already charging for this amount of time. We need to charge a little more for this amount of time, you know.
That makes sense.
Because we have to go in now and redo the ordinance, because in our ordinance, it says that you can't have repeated stops. So you can't go back to the same place 3 or 4 or 5 times. This is not what they want to do. They want to go back to the places 2 or 3 or 4 times. So there's a lot of administrative things that we need to do, and so we feel like a higher fee is worth it.
Yeah, they talked about wanting to follow up with their customers. And so if someone signed up for Clearwave 9 months ago, the guy would want to go over there and say, hey, how's your internet speed and things like that. So that's,
I discussed with Tim today, if you all recall, when we did the deal with Clearwave to begin with, their whole model was we're going to start kind of small, get our operating business going, and then start going around and try and get more customers, and then we'll expand our operations. So it was kind of in our original, it wasn't an agreement, I guess, but that was their original plan that we were all in favor of. Well, now they got to come in every, time they want to go to, see somebody, which I don't agree with. I think
No, I don't have.
See, I look at this differently. I think this is gonna aggravate our citizens. They don't want this.
well, no, I'm
Bothered?
sure they do if they don't have internet.
I will say, for one thing, we have not gotten a single complaint called into the office about Clearway. Do we get them about the pest control all day, every day, starting in May, all the way through September, October?
Absolutely.
For all of the, I have a list, I have a standing list that I kept in a spreadsheet of all the pest control complaints that I received.
Yeah.
So that was gonna be my question. If we approve this, is this for all?
No,
Or is
I
it-
mean,
is
we're
it gonna be
trying
on a
to
case-by-case basis?
classify it as a
Just
I think
utility.
it's just
Mayor,
utilities.
Can you
Yeah.
explain where you said, sure they will if they don't have internet?
Yeah, so for
So-
example, okay, well,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
No?
For example, Sherwood Forest area is a good example, right? We did a deal, I think Spectrum expanded out there, so they have cable, but it wasn't high speed enough for them to actually run. So we got a lot of complaints, well, thanks for helping us with getting cable, but our internet is still not capable of me teleworking here.
Okay.
So some of the areas that they didn't get to, Carrie, when you remember when we had their original model,
Very well.
they planned to expand, and then AT&T came over top of that and kind of started going in places they weren't. So they didn't really have an opportunity to compete on other areas. So I think that's part of their issue is they're planning on, their model was to actually expand so they could build up their operating costs. So
Yeah.
There was only 2 pockets originally they wanted to start.
right.
Then they were going to expand from those 2 pockets once they got enough service there to show that it was going to be worth it.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm sorry. I was just gonna say they're in most parts of town except for Sycamore Ridge, Rock Creek Loop, Sherwood Forest, and things like that. To Mayor's point, the more customers they have, the more happy customers they have, the more likely they are to go to Rock Creek Loop, to go to Sherwood Forest, to go to Sycamore Ridge, things like that. So.
And on top of that, it would give us a little bit more to sway AT&T to actually come in and get transient vendor badges, because we had multiple times where we were out and about going to get things for work or going to the Parks and Rec building, and we would catch AT&T out saying the same thing without a transient vendor.
Yeah, they have not followed the rules. levels, and it's hard to get a hold of somebody in charge at AT&T. Whereas to
Right.
Clearwave Fiber's credit, there is a chain of command, and we have points of contact we can reach
So
out.
Clearwave plays by the rules.
Yes, and that's why they're bringing this up. AT&T doesn't even get permits.
No. We've actually had to send the police out on them a couple times because we've given them notice, I've given them the applications. So
Yeah.
please come by and see me, I'm happy to go ahead and get started on your badge and then like have it in 2 days to you at max for the number of people you have.
So you people on the front lines, tell me what this will look like with Clearwave.
Some things in our code would have to change.
So if we allow this for 6 months, does that mean during that 6 months, what are the rules on it?
Basically, they would come in, get their license, and have their badge, and it would have a date, an expiration date. So we don't have to do anything else. I mean, it's basically hands-off unless we got complaints.
Right.
But what we do is we notify the police and every CED that they're going to be out and about, and they'll be out for this amount of time. And we don't have any problems with them. That's why we're open to doing this.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there are, like, for right now in our code, it says they can't solicit more than once in a 30-day period at a residence.
Right.
And the way to get around that is to have to set an appointment with that person. So if he is going back at like in 3 to 4 month intervals to check back to see how their service is, then that still falls within. But if he's trying to go back within that 30 days, that would have to change, or we would have to have a proviso within there for the utility.
And they sold me, Clearwave sold me that they were going to be customer friendly. Well, I have them. Jury's still out in mine.
But
They've
if he
been-
comes and knocks on your door, you can let him know that.
They've been easier
That's
to
true.
work with from the
Good
city's
point.
standpoint,
Good.
I would say.
Yeah.
So this license will cover, what will it cover? Like door knocking, installation, what will it cover?
So it's just the transient vendor part of it, him coming to your door and soliciting you
Okay.
to change to this service.
So if they wanna install, they still have to get a different,
You have to have an appointment, you have to come in, do whatever paperwork is required to do that install.
Any worries about this? If we do this, develop this, then AT&T wants to do this, then
I would be ecstatic to have AT&T on board with any of our transient vendor policies.
because they'd be following the rules,
They'd be following the rules.
in theory.
In, just like the pest control people.
Right.
So,
Oh, the pest control people.
Refers to.
That and the people selling books or whatever it is.
yes, our annual
Solar
European
panels.
booksellers.
Yes.
Yes.
But you're just talking for utilities though.
Right.
This is strictly utilities for the exception.
So Clearwater, AT&T,
So, okay.
If for
That
any
was my other question.
Evergy.
This-
I want
This would be a separate section just to address the utility company's availability for transient vendor license. So we
Okay.
would make like a subsection or whatever you guys.
Well, I'm glad we had this discussion because I was reading that going, people aren't going to want this.
Right.
yeah, they're still.
Yeah.
All right.
Uh,
Ladies, thank you for the clarification. I appreciate it.
I'm good with it.
So I
Okay.
think everybody's fairly good with,
So you guys
Changing the
will come,
utilities.
develop something and kind of come back?
Yep.
Okay.
Change the orders, change the law.
okay? You good? Good?
Yes.
Okay. Item number 4 is police vehicle purchase. The Lansing Police Department requests bids for police package patrol vehicles from 3 vendors. The following bids were received. Landmark Dodge, no bid received. Davis Moore Inc., $43,897. And Main Street Chrysler, $43,771. So I need a motion to allow Lansing Police Department to purchase 1 police vehicle from Main Lansing Chrysler Dodge. The purchase price is $43,771. This does not include the cost of the emergency equipment to be added to the vehicles.
So move.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
What type of vehicle is it? SUV, cruiser, or sedan, or
It'll be another Dodge Durango, an SUV.
SUV? Okay.
So it's
All right.
Apparently, you're happy with the Dodgers, huh? Just asking.
You're running through a lifter problem, and you
I know, right?
You don't know what you're going to get for this when you get here. The Dodgers are most usable. They're in town. They've been fairly reliable. There's some issues that come up on them, and they're pretty standard issues across the board with dealing with the fleet. But yeah, the Dodgers have been good to us. And it's nice having a dealership.
Chief, you're not overwhelmed though.
Do what?
You're not overwhelmed though.
Yeah, he's,
There's no police vehicle.
that's just,
Yeah.
They are what
I
they
get
are.
it.
that's him being overwhelmed.
Yeah. As long as you get 8 years out of them, you're 7 years out of them, you're in good shape. They don't cost you.
Absolutely.
Does Main Street do all the service on all your vehicles? That's convenient. Yeah.
Anything else for the chief? All right, we have a motion and a second. Call roll.
Mr. Brookard,
Yes.
Mr. Stednica,
Yes.
Mr. Kirby,
Yes.
Mr. Kowalewski,
Yes.
Mr. Garvey,
Yes.
Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
Motion passed. Reports. Any department heads? Nope. City attorney,
Nothing to report, Mayor.
city administrator, Tim.
We have our volunteer dinner Tuesday evening, so if you haven't already, please let us know if you plan to attend or if you are not able to attend. Also, I do want to reiterate again, just thankful for the job Tish and Beth have done. We onboarded 8 new full-time employees, new firefighters, so they are part of the city crew now. We're thankful for them, as well as 2 new part-time employees, and there's also 4 new volunteers on the city fire department. So we're thankful for that. The final fire board meeting ever was, I believe it was Monday evening, and that was a good discussion. Leavenworth County Fire District #1 serviced the area for, I want to say, 19 or 20 years. So overall, they did a very good job keeping our residents safe and responding to accidents, fires, and things like that. So, but we're thrilled about Chief Gates and the guys he has on his team, and but we're also thankful to the fire board members. The ones from the city were Rob Gaslin, Andy Pulowski, and Becky Gordon. So we're thankful for those 3 and the job they did during a pretty turbulent time. So just wanted to give those 3 board members a shout out.
Is that it?
Yep.
All right, thanks. All right, we'll go around the horn, starting with you, Carrie.
Thank you, ladies. Very prepared, very informative, so changed my mind on it. And Happy New Year, everybody. That's all I got.
All right, thanks, Carrie. Don.
I don't have anything. Happy New Year.
Thanks, Don. Gene.
Happy New Year. Thanks to everybody. As far as service goes, the people in Lansing should notice no difference in the level of service that they've been getting. And I think Joe feels good about the help he's got, help he's getting. And he's had some quality applicants for the captain's job. So, yeah, I don't think, we don't know what we don't know, but we've got people, it's in capable hands, no doubt about it.
Yep.
So, and congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Jake.
Yeah, just echo what everybody else said, and it looks like we're gonna have some bad weather this weekend, so just kind of be mindful of that and be safe.
All right, thanks, Jake. Jess.
Congratulations on your swearing in. I think you do a great job. I had a couple emails about the solid waste discussion, and the consensus I've heard is they want to remain the same. That's just what I've heard. People don't like change. People are worried about the
Every other.
recycled being missed every other, forgetting to put it out, things like that. All is all I've heard. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, good point. So we've had 4 people reach out to us, and they all said the same thing, which kind of surprised me because it's a difference of a couple dollars
Right.
a month. But
People I've heard from said they don't care about the rate increase. They don't want the service to change at all.
That's very similar to what we've heard at City Hall.
Yeah, I was really surprised at the number of people that reached out.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Trash is big.
That's a big topic,
Yeah.
I've learned. And, yeah, Jesse, the same thing. I communicated with 6 people through email, and they've been
very clear. We do not want to do away with the every other week, and please don't do away with the yard waste, because not everybody owns a truck, and they took the time to really send well thought out,
Detailed.
detailed
Yeah.
email. So I was pretty impressed.
That's been my experience, and I was coming down to the meeting tonight, and the people have already got their barrels out, and their recycle cans are full.
Yeah.
And for them to have to wait another week, I don't think it's gonna be worth, it's gonna be a hassle to change.
Jesse, thanks for bringing that up.
And I would also like to congratulate Danny Asher on his retirement. Danny ran a mechanic shop in this community for a lot of years, so. And I would like to welcome Butler Muffler and their auto repair and wish them well on their new endeavor here in Lansing.
Okay. You see
That's
the
all I
flyer
have.
on there. Cool. Okay, thanks, Jesse. Pete?
I just want to say congratulations to you, Tony. Thank you, ladies, for all your hard work and making sure the city runs effectively. Thanks, Tim, for everything you do. And just want to kind of echo about the weather. Everybody, please be safe, be smart. And with that, I'd like to go ahead and make a motion for adjournment.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. Call a roll.
Mr. Brungard?
Yes.
Mr. Stednica?
Yes?
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Kowalski?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Robinson?
Yes.
We are adjourned.